Previously on Eden.
We're running out the door! Because we've chosen a future with no regrets. Now here's the question, where did she get the clothes? Did we pick them up while we were on the run? Did we just have random women's clothes at our house? You're not a hindrance! And I'm just saying this right now, this look on her face right now, that's extremely cute. You call it fun. This is fun? Yes, it is fun. Have you ever played Harvest Moon? That game is super fun! And there, I saw. Ah! Freelance journalist. Sure she is. And there it goes. Are you Jesus? Sean, are you Jesus? And my ultimate plan of getting the bathroom to myself has been accomplished. Score 1 for Haruna.
And our story continues.
Hey, everybody out there in YouTube land, Jake of the One Man Band is back again. We're back in Eden. It's been a while since I've been here. I apologize, but now we are with Maya, walking in the night. Maya and I walked through the night, just as I said, serenaded by the chirping of insects and the faint whisper of the wind. Oh, such a refreshing night. Yeah, and you still have your glasses on, which is nice. You don't have to get wordy. Just hurry up and ask your question. Once again, we're being unsocial. This is why nobody likes us, Ryu. The word mood just isn't in your dictionary, Haruna. She glanced and rolled her eyes at me. Sorry, but a military upbringing leaves a little room for culture. Efficiency takes priority over emotion. Come on, bro. Come on. Even the Master Chief has his share of emotions. I think you're a special case, even among soldiers. Well, whatever. Let's get to the real issue at hand. Real issues! Must get to them. Maya pulled out and opened a notebook from her pocket. I'd already returned all her luggage, save for her weapons and electronics. I can't see what I wrote. There's no way you can read in this darkness. What are you talking about? It looks plenty lit, even with the moon out. What is it that you want to do? For the record, the notes I quickly compiled from my interview with Shion. There, though, it's turning into a bit of a mess. Why? Why would it turn into a mess? I would thought a interview with Shion would be pretty easy. I mean, she's a genius, so she would know how to talk to you. Kinda, you know. Since she doesn't really have social skills, but I don't know. I peered at her hand. She may not have been able to see, but my night vision was fairly sharp, you know, because I'm just much better than everyone else. I could read what was written to some extent. Shion's notes were regarding research, bullet points in the development of the Earth evacuation project, and other commentary was on the page. Despite appearances, it seemed she was really a reporter. Shion is as brilliant as I expected. Plenty of things become incoherent when you try to turn an interview into an article, but in Shion's case, I think I can simply transcribe our recordings and make it into a piece of its own. I guess she is an easy one to interview. She's normally so soft-spoken, but talks at length during interviews. Oh, short-spoken. My apologies. Although, I would think she was also soft-spoken. I'm guessing she put everything into terms you could understand. She dumbed things down for you, right? Considering genius scientists' reputations for being hard to approach, she's surprisingly generous. She had a great teacher. You know, Elika, everyone's favorite character. The image of that girl in her maid uniform came to mind. Even now, I could picture her vividly, as if I was looking at a photograph. Well, it's a picture on a computer. That's as close to a photograph as you're gonna get. I see. Miss Elika. Did you hear her name from Lavi as well? You could say that, and you couldn't, I guess. What do you mean by I guess? Where else could you have heard it? Don't beat around the bush. Just tell
話
me!
しておいた方がいいかな。
I guess it would be better to tell you after all.
やっ
Yeah,
ぱりその方が
I think it would be for the best. Yeah, it would. Now I shall divulge to you information that you should have known beforehand. What are you talking about?
春菜くん、
Harna?
話しておきたいことがあるの。
There's something you need to know. Maya looked at me sternly, her expression serious, yet innocent.
俺にコメントをもらいたいんじゃ
What
ない
is it that I'm supposed to know? Are you my sister? Wasn't I supposed to be the one doing the talking?
それはまた後で。
Well, we'll do that later. You might not talk to me after you hear this, though.
一応聞いてくれ。
Then you might want to get the interview done now, just in
春菜くんに
case.
は辛い話に
I
なる
think it'll probably be a painful story to you. Her tone wasn't threatening. She sounded genuinely worried for me.
構わない
I don't mind. Talk. I can take the pain, no matter what it is. However, there was no point trying to ignore reality.
そっか。
I figured
春
you'd
菜
say
くんは
that.
そう言うと思ったよ。話さなきゃ。
I guess I have to tell you now. You're beating around the bush still. Come on, let's get on with it. Maya stopped in place and her expression grew grim. Her eyes were the epitome of seriousness. But her face looked reluctant, as though she felt guilty about
エリ
something.
カさん、ラビー少尉、
Regarding Miss Elika, Second Lieutenant
稲葉
Lavi,
少佐のことを。
and Major Inaba. We cut to white! For some reason, now we're at the lake. We had walked all the way to the lake. Maya removed her glasses and seemed to be deep in thought.
これ以上
I don't want to
山荘から離れ
get
たく
any
ない
further from the cottage
So,
than this. It's best if you start talking. You mean she wasn't talking all the time we were walking down here? Jeez, freaking cut to white scenes, man. They mess up the flow. Got it. She nodded, her expression still tense. My guess is that it was something I was better off not knowing. Or perhaps it was something I had to hear alone.
私がず
I
っと
told you
前
that
から
I've been
シオンにアプロ
looking
ーチしてい
to
たっていうの
interview
を
Shion for a
話
long
したよ
time now, right?
それは聞いた
Yes, you did. You have told us.
私がジャーナリストになった
I
の
became a
は
journalist 2 years ago.
もちろん
Of course, at that time, most reporters were running around covering anything related to the Earth evacuation project. That's true even now.
なんといっても
It is, after all, the most magnificent event in the history of mankind. Well, invention of the printing press was pretty good.
2年前か
2 years ago.
お前
Aren't you still college-faring age?
学校はやめ
I
たん
dropped
だよ
out. I wanted to learn about the world, and what was
教科
written
書に
in
載ってる話だけじゃ
textbooks wasn't enough to satisfy me anymore. That's right, dropping out of college. That's right, high five, Maya. No? No high five? Okay. No high five. I get it.
人か
I
ら教えられ
understand.
るんじゃなくて
Why doesn't she
自
like
分
me?
の目と耳で見て聞いて
I didn't want to learn it secondhand. I wanted to see it and hear it with my own eyes and ears. I wanted to confirm facts for myself.
この世
I
界に
wanted
ある
to
真
lay
実
my
の
hands
宝
on
で
the
もいい
truths
から掴みたかった
of this world, even if they were fragments or something like that. She smiled a bit and scratched her cheek lightly. Maya, you're rambling. You're telling me your life story. I don't need to know that. Tell me the important details. Unless your life story is the important details, in which case continue.
ベテランの記者だったから
I moved out as soon as I could. My uncle was a veteran reporter, so I apprenticed under him. Oh, awesome. Uncles are always nice. Sounds incredibly reckless. That went for Lavi and me as well, since we falsified our ages to enter the military, but that didn't make this woman any less crazy. Of course, she probably had her reasons for diving into the world of journalism at an age where you'd normally want to play around and have fun. What are you talking about? Journalism is where you can play around and have fun.
それで
So while I was flying around the world, Shion caught my attention. I wondered what would the world be today if not for her. Probably a lot more dead. Or panicky. Yeah, that'd probably be it.
宇宙へ飛び
The
立つ
developer of
エンジ
the
ンを開
engine
発し
system for the ships that would take us into space. The veritable leader of the evacuation project.
得意なんてものじゃない
It's not that unique a story.
彼女のことを
But the
調べれ
more
ば
I
調べるほ
looked
ど
into her, the harder
直接
it
会いたい衝動
became
を
to
抑えられ
resist
た
the urge to actually meet her.
でも
Eventually,
彼女の存在はよく知られ
everyone
ていても
knows
実態は
about
ほとん
her.
ど
The
謎
full
のベールに
picture
包
of
まれてたんだ
who
よね
Shion is as a person is largely shrouded in mystery.
おじさんの協力
My
を
uncle
得て
gave me a
なん
hand,
とか
and we
第
managed to determine that Shion was at research facility number 703. But officially, no such place exists. So, how did you figure it out then, if it doesn't exist? Or is the research facility just kind of like the Area 51 of this world story? So I couldn't get in contact at all.
そういえば
Now that you mention it, I had a feeling the Major had once mentioned a rather persistent journalist to me. Ah! That was epic foreshadowing! But I probably wasn't paying attention at that point. I didn't remember the name, but it must have been her.
どうかしたの
What is it?
いや
Oh,
なんでもない
nothing. Continue. I'm not falling asleep or anything. Your life story is very interesting. Right. Then I hit a dead end. A single letter got through.
メール
A letter?
何度かやり取
It
り
was
したんだけど
E.
内容を変え
The
て
letter
何度
E.
言えばシオンの情報を
When we exchanged letters many times, but to sum it up, she gave me information on Shion. In exchange, she said she had something she wanted me to help her with. She,
そんな感
huh?
じだね
For some reason, or something like that.
シオンの情報だと
Information on Shion. There were few who knew anything about Shion when she was in the research facility. The military brass, government VIPs, the staff and soldiers affiliated with the facility. That was about it. And if there was anyone who would be willing to deal with someone on the outside, it would have to be...
差出人の名前を知ったのはごく
I only learned the name of the sender recently. Her name was...
エリカ
Elika! Of course it was! Of course it was. I knew that. I knew that, guys! I just didn't say it. Or did I really know? I don't know. Do you know? Let's continue. She nodded slightly and looked at the reflection of the moon on the water's surface.
エリカさんは
Miss Elika was very discreet.
正体は見当につか
I
なかったし
couldn't even begin to figure out her true identity, nor pinpoint where the mail was coming from. It was coming from your mailbox. That's where it was coming from. She was a Felix. Her intelligence was anything but ordinary.
私なんかに
I guess
尻尾を
someone
つかませ
like
る
me would never have been able to catch her, huh? Nah, too smart for ya. I had also heard that Elika getting in contact with someone on the outside from Shion. Elika may have been trying to make use of a civilian network to set Shion free. Still, I guess even a Felix like Elika couldn't deceive the military all on her own. But she did it long enough to get the job done. Surely, being discovered was likely the cue for her to expedite her plan and escape from the facility.
まあ
Well,
そういうわけで
that's
私は
how
第703研究所
I
の動向に
had an
注意
ear
して
to the ground at any changes in research facility number 703. I was able to get my hands on several pieces of intel through Miss Elika.
それで
And then there was all that commotion when Shion escaped. Yeah,
とんでもないこと
I
があった
was one. It was one heck of a mess, but it was my chance. If Shion had come outside, it meant I had a chance to contact her. And then I leapt on the prey, like the lioness leaps on the baby antelope
私は
for
一
the
人で調
kill.
査を進めることにし
When
た
my uncle's turn to board the ships came around, he took off into space. I continued the investigation by myself.
直接調査を始めた
Around the
ところ
time
でシオンの追跡部隊の小隊長
I started my solo investigation. I met a platoon leader of Shion's pursuit unit, Second Lieutenant Lavina.
よりによってあいつと接触するとはね
To
怖いだろ
think you contacted her of all people. Lavi's scary, isn't she? Huh?
全然そ
She wasn't like that at all. You mean she wasn't randomly trying to stab you in the butt? Maya's eyes opened up a little wider. She was incredibly beautiful, but didn't seem cold at all. She couldn't have been much older than me, but she was so level-headed. Are you sure there wasn't a different Lavi from the one I knew? Because she was always trying to stab me in the butt. To be fair, it might be hard for someone thick-headed to realize just how terrifying Lavi was. But level-headed? I mean, come on. Maya ain't that stupid to not see that. She wasn't anywhere near Maya's level, but she had always been quite the spirited individual. No doubt it. No doubt about it. She knew quite a bit about you, Haruna. What do you mean by that? Something may have changed inside Lavi after that scuffle. But for me, even after leaving the military and undergoing a major change in environment, I was the same man I always was. That's because you're the bland protagonist that nobody cares about, Haruna. But you know, first impressions aside, when I spoke with her, she seemed kinda lonely. Lonely. Maybe she should get more friends. She's not that weak. I mean, loneliness? Nah, doesn't affect Lavi. She's better than that. Second Lieutenant Lavi, the second Lieutenant Lavi you knew was the one from before you disappeared. Obviously. She wouldn't say it herself, and would probably take it to her grave, but I bet she liked you. Really? Why would she like me? She was trying to stab me in the butt all the time. That's why I say she's lonely. I'm sure of it. Impossible. See? See? She was always trying to stab me, and I was always trying to shoot her. Oh, wait a minute. We were trying to kill each other. That equivalates love in anime terms! Aw, man! I totally missed out on this! Lavi and I hadn't been paired up for that long. Not to mention we crossed blades with each other. That only helped solidify it, because you tried to kill each other! I'm nothing more than a traitor to her. Me leaving without, wouldn't have made any difference. Miss Lavi has her own unit now, but I don't believe she has anyone she can truly confide in. I'm sure she'll open up to a subordinate sooner or later. Besides, Major Inaba's there too. She can always talk to him. That's right. What is Major Inaba doing now? I mean, that whole fiasco with Shion escaping, he probably didn't get away from that unscathed. Major Natao Inaba. Right. Yeah, if you know about the research facility, you should know about the Major as well. I do. But I didn't get to meet him because the music cut off suddenly. Maya abruptly became evasive. There was such a malice hanging over her face that I could see it plain as day, even in the darkness. The Major died! The Major's dead! Well, great. The Major's dead? Why? How? How long did we sleep? I grabbed and shook her by the shoulders. It was neither shock nor sadness which swirled violently through me. It was something closer to wrath. Yeah, I was supposed to kill that guy. He took my sister away. You know, full well why. He was held responsible for letting Shion go free. Well, that makes sense. I slowly took my hands off her shoulders. I don't want to hear something so high and mighty from some kid who couldn't even protect her. My feet were trembling. In case you're wondering, the reason I lived until now was because I wanted Natsumi's forgiveness. My knees grew weak. Protecting you is just one way for me to atone. A means to deceive my own despair. All feeling left my body. Do you still remember what happened 7 years ago? The booming sound of everything that man had ever had once told me echoed through my mind.
少佐が
The Major. He's freaking gone, man!
もちろん
I don't...
シオンは自己死
I
ってことになってる
I didn't really care much for his character, I'm sorry, but... Of course, since they said Shion suffered an accidental death, he was officially court-martialed for a different reason.
別の理
A
由
different reason? Well, I guess they needed a scapegoat in some way. Homicide. As a number of soldiers at the facility were unaccounted for, it was deemed that he had murdered them for his own personal reasons. Why would he murder his own people like that?
ことか
So that's what happened. It was true. The Major had purged his own subordinates behind the scenes. Well, yeah, but they were secretly trying to get Shion. However, the people he had erased were all outsiders who had infiltrated to snoop on Shion's activities. It was a fundamental function of his duty to protect her. And they turned it against him in the end. Just like military brass would. Although the military personally strove to protect Shion, I didn't doubt the purges were ordered by his superiors.
死刑判決が下って
I heard that once the death sentence was handed down, it was carried out immediately.
死んだ
He's dead. Yeah. I whispered to myself and closed my eyes. A death sentence announced with the banging of a hammer in a gloomy courtroom. Speaking of which, I gotta play the next Ruby Ace Attorney. I need to get around to doing that. A lone man being taken away in handcuffs to the courtyard for a military penitentiary. Fastened to a stake and blindfolded. Given the single cigarette. Having it lit. A firing squad aiming their rifles at the man's head. Then, they slowly put their fingers on the triggers. And then they shoot him.
そうか
So he's
死
dead.
んだのか
Thank you for saying that again. I opened my eyes and drove away the macabre images that popped into my head. My heart was already calmed down.
マヤ
Maya,
すまなかった
I'm sorry. Why are we sorry? Huh? Maya, who had hung her head apologetically, was surprised by suddenly being on the receiving end of an apology.
俺に伝えるかどうか悩ん
You've
だ
been
の
worried about
お前とは何の関係も
whether or not to tell me, haven't you? Even though it didn't help you with your goal.
私は
Don't worry about it. All I had to do was tell you.
でも
But for
春菜
you,
君にとっては
Major
稲
Inaba
葉少
was,
佐さんは
真実って
the
やつは
truth is sometimes
時々見たい
painful
ものだ
for both the one hearing it and the one
伝えられ
telling
る
it.
側も
私ね
You know,
一つだけ
I
嘘をつ
lied
いた
about one thing. What do you mean? Yeah, what was that? What did you lie
ラビ
about?
ー少尉
The
が
reason Second Lieutenant Lavi knew about this place. How did she know about this place? Maya said apologetically before slowly taking a deep breath.
本当は
The truth
少尉に
is,
口止め
I
さ
was
れてたんだ
forbidden
け
to
ど
speak of it, but I think it would be best
や
to
っぱ
tell
り言って
you.
おくべきだと思うの
Okay?
お前の判断
Thank you
を
for
信じ
thinking
るの
about
さ
me for a change. I'll trust your judgment. Yeah. Maya's twin pigtails swayed slightly as she firmly nodded her head.
それに
Besides,
俺も聞きたい
I want to
ラ
ask
ビ
you
ーが
something
何を
too.
思っていたかを
Just what was Lavi thinking? Yeah. After another nod, Maya began to speak.
少尉は
She mentioned she'd heard about this mountain from Major Inaba before he was arrested. That
もしかした
there
ら
was
シオンや春菜君たちはここにいるんじゃ
that
ない
there
か
just might be a chance you and Shion might be here. So Inaba knew about us coming. Well, that makes sense since he did come here to take Natsumi away. However, Second Lieutenant Lavi said she had no intention of chasing you. She said, if they want to run, let them.
追いかけもしないけど
She wouldn't chase you, but she always had no intention of helping you. That was her decision.
ラビーが
Lavi. No matter the reason, her decision ran counter to the military's orders. What kind of soldier is she if you won't even follow those orders? It was hard to believe Lavi would defy the military. Could the Major have told her about these mountains because he knew Lavi felt this way?
それでも
Well, they did kind of know each other well. They kind of had their thing going on. So, you know, it's a possibility. Either way. I'm sure she was worried about you
そ
two.
れでラビーは自分の代わりに俺たち
she
の
had
ことを
you
前
check
に確かめてもらおうと思って
on us in her place.
優しい人なんだよ。
She's a kind
ち
person.
ょっと甘いくらい。
Also, almost naively so.
優しいかはともかく
Setting whether she's kind or not aside. Let's not talk about that right now. It sounded like Lavi had indeed changed a little. Elika, the major, Lavi. When all was said and done, Maya had been able to find us because of these three people.
なんだか妙な話だな
It's kind of a funny story, right? Yeah, it's kind of funny. Like one of those stories that you would find on one of them games that you play on the computer. Huh? It is?
気にするな
Don't worry about
俺
it.
の個人的な感想だ
It's just my personal opinion. Maya tilted her head a bit and quickly braced herself brought herself close to me. Why are you coming close to me, Maya? Personal space, remember? I have a bubble.
ごめんね。
Sorry.
何を謝ってる
What are you apologizing for?
私が来なければ。
You wouldn't have had to suffer or worry about anything if I hadn't come along. Neither would Shion. Yeah, but then we wouldn't have your spunky personality around, so why not? I mean,
私さえ来
it
な
makes the game more fun.
ずっと知らないままで
You may have been able to go on forever, never knowing about Major Inaba either. Or, if only I had never come here. Maya drew even closer, her slender frame almost touching me. Once again, personal
真実を調
space!
べ
Digging up the truth and
お前
reporting,
の仕事だろ
it's your job, isn't it?
だから
Is the way it should be. Do your job, Maya. Huh? Maya's eyes went wide with shock, and then a bashful smile appeared. Aw, you're so cute. I would pat you on the head if I could reach inside my computer. Most likely. I couldn't really see in the dark, but I wondered if the Major had said the same thing in the end. That this was the way it should be. I gently patted my cheeks. On the day my sister was taken away, I was hit by the Major. Yeah, he just punched a kid. He didn't care. It was the day my life truly began. I wonder, had the Major been able to meet my sister once more?
ねえ、春菜
Hey, Haruna,
君、稲葉
about
少
Major
佐だった
Inaba.
けど
What about him?
あ
Yeah,
シオンには
Don't tell me,
黙っていてくれ
I don't need
可
to
能性
know.
としては考えて
I'm
いる
sure
だろうが
she's considering the possibility, but let her continue thinking about it in hypotheticals. Are we talking about Shion here? Yeah. I lifted my head and gazed at the small twinkling stars. Once more, I made a vow to our dearly departed. I would defend Shion's freedom to the very end, and that I would live without regret.
それじゃ
Okay.
そろそろ戻るか
We should be heading back. It's getting late. I gotta get up in the morning.
そうだね。
Gotta till the fields. Plant carrots. All that fun stuff. We should.
あ、ところ
Oh,
で、
by the way, what about your interview?
断る
I refuse the interview.
うわ、
Why?
非常だ。
You're heartless. Yeah, we're a stink, aren't we? Maya leaned against me in jest, but I shook her away. Get off me, woman! What would she want me to talk about in the first place? Okay.
じゃあ、
Then would you listen to a different request of mine?
内容を先に言え
A different request? Which kind of request do you want? Tell me what it is first. Then I'll
だけ
listen.
は私にはで
This
き
is
ないこと
the
なの
one thing I can't do on my own. She said something I didn't really understand and rummaged through her pockets.
ラビー少尉
Second Lieutenant Lavi entrusted me with something. Did she? Lavi did? Maya held out a box so tiny that it could rest in the palm of her hand. I recalled having seen it when I checked her luggage, but if I remembered correctly, this was This
こ
was...
れをどうするかは
This
春
was...
菜くんに任せるね。
obviously something that we won't learn yet. I'll let you decide what to do with it.
まさか
This couldn't be. What was it? I took the box from her and slowly opened the lid. And inside was... You're not gonna tell us! It flashes the light! And we're back at the cabin! Dang it, man! Why? Why do they gotta do this to us? Because I'm gonna have to end the episode here. Because we've been going about for a half an hour, so... We'll find out what is in the tiny little box in the next episode. So, be sure to like and favorite if you've enjoyed. Subscribe, of course, if you feel inclined to. Check out some other videos. Check down in the description. Maybe some annotations at the end. I do a lot of videos to entertain you guys. Now, be a good person, tip your waitresses, keep moving forward. I'll see you guys next time I'm out there in YouTube land. I'll see you then. Yeah!